Today I'm in Scotland to complete my first ever Munro. After being violently sick and spending all day in bed the day before, this was not going to be easy, but fitness wasn't going to be my biggest challenge on this walk. The walk starts from the hostel in Crianlarich.
So today with Adam, Lewis and Leo, and we're going to be doing our first ever Munro, so let's go. So we already managed to travel the wrong way. The hostel's just there, so we're literally doing it from the hostel, which is quite nice. We're just heading up this path. That's quite a nice view now, looking back with that mountain in the background. Honestly, I'm a bit concerned about how the navigation's going to go today. It looks like pretty low cloud on the tops and we're going 3,400 feet up. And also we've got to find our way out of this forest somehow, which is always a little bit difficult.
And let me tell you, it was difficult.
You can see the cloud is definitely pretty low today. I think it's at about 600 meters, so we're going to be at it for a fair way. The views are really starting to open up now in the little breaks in the trees, but we're still just following through this maze of forest tracks, trying to find our way up to our first mountain, which is Great Height. So we've had our first navigational issue. We've come to this quarry, which I do not think there's a way through there, so we're going to have to turn around and find the way somehow. So we've come up this track just so we can avoid the keep out signs, and this has come to the quarry, which is very small, but we're just going to head through this forest and try and find our path. Definitely risky, but what else can you do? There we go, we're into this little forest. Really strange spot is this, but hopefully we can join onto our actual path through here somehow. Definitely getting hit a few times in the face, but we're nearly there. We're just, oh, this is part of the adventure though. Oh, I'm walking up like a stream here. I saw a clearing here and I thought this was the path, and it's just not the path. I thought this clearing here was the path, it's just not. So we're just heading through here. We're hoping if we can get to this fence, we can follow the fence all the way along and it'll take us to our footpath. This is definitely not the start we were looking for on this walk. There you go, we found a stile out of nowhere. We followed just randomly and we found a stile. So it looks like we're out of this hellhole. So yeah, we finally made it out of the woods, thank God. I was a bit worried we were never going to make it out of there. So now we've just got a fair bit of climbing to do to get up to Great Height. So we could have probably come over that stile, but now we can see first stop's here, it might be a bit further. We do like a full horseshoe round into the cloud and then back down there, I'm pretty sure, so it should be pretty good. So as you can probably see behind me, the cloud is definitely coming in, so before long we're going to be in it, and hopefully it's not too difficult to navigate. Hoping we're nearly back on track once we're up here. So I'm not sure if this is the top of Great Height or not. It could be just that bit up there, but you can see the cloud is pretty low down. Yeah, so we're just heading up to our second summit. The cloud's definitely coming in. It's not disastrous at the moment, so we're just going to keep plodding along. Hopefully we can get above it, but we've got about 300 meters to go up, so I'd be surprised if we do get above it, but you just never know. So I think this is the top of Mial Dam. I don't know if that's a good pronunciation. Obviously we still can't see too much. Cloud in every direction. Looks a pretty steep hill down here. Whoa, I just nearly lost my footing. But it is quite a good path. I'm sure it would look amazing if you could see down there, but either way, it's still quite a pleasant path to walk along. That is a drop down there. Just loads of these little ponds as we come along the top, which is quite interesting. I always just find it weird how these have just ended up here. You're not going to jump onto the middle? Come on. Come on. Oh, then jump onto this side. Or can you not make that? If someone catch his phone. Oh, why would you chuck it at a rock? This is just going to be hilarious if he falls in as well. I know, it's just like, is that a little hop for him? Oh. Lucky boy. So we're in the cloud now, thicker than ever. Probably not ridiculously far off the top, but sometimes it's just like this. You just got to deal with it. I mean, at least it's not raining. It's just a shame about the views. The one good thing is, on our way back down, when you first come out of the cloud, it feels so good when you've been in the cloud for ages. So like, that's going to be the high point of the walk. Obviously, usually the summit is, but we're just not going to get any views from here. Definitely started to get a bit steep now. We've got to the final part of the climb. Yes, it's all just started to fall apart now. Adam's got cramp in his leg. Me and Lewis just feel a bit dizzy almost. I don't know if it's just been in the cloud so long, a bit disorientating. And Leo's getting a bit of boot rub that's causing him some burn. But there's no turning back now. I'll tell you what, it is a fair climb up here. Like, it's been pretty steady for most of the walk. But it's this final 100, 200 metres, it's just got so steep. Like really big steps. But at least not too far off. Doesn't look like we're getting out of the cloud anytime soon. I think we're nearly at the top, and views are as spectacular as they have been for the last few hours. Tell you what though, my stomach's definitely feeling a bit rough. I don't know if I've fully recovered from whatever were making me throw up so much. So we're just gonna have our lunch stop here. I don't know if we're at the summit of Cruach Ardrain. It's a bit hard to work out, but I think afterwards we'll carry on that way and we'll see if there's anything that marks it as the summit, and then we've got to try and find our way down to our next mountain, which should be interesting. So enjoy this, get a bit of energy in us, and we'll carry on. Right, so I think we might be at the summit. Woo! Let's go!
Up the summit!
We are up to the summit right now. These are the views to come for. Just imagine how good it'd look. Right, let's touch the top. First Munro. Whoa. Ticked off. And the views are just impressive, aren't they?
See for miles and miles.
You can. Miles and miles of cloud. So yeah, that's it completed. Now we've just got to try and navigate our way around to the next one without getting lost. So we're just looking for the way down here. It's obviously very cloudy. The route I've got doesn't have much of a description. And it's so difficult to see what's what really. It does say on the route it's a very steep climb which requires care. I think we're gonna go for this and try it out and see what it's like and hope for the best. Yes, it's a bit of a sketchy path, but like I said, it did say it's a path that requires care, so I'm not too concerned. We'll just have to be really careful and hopefully not fall off a cliff edge. We've come down a bit further and it definitely is a path, I think. So we're gonna that looks like it gets pretty steep down there. So yeah, we're just gonna have to be really careful and take it nice and steady. And hopefully soon we can get out of this cloud. I'll tell you what, it is pretty steep coming down here and Leo is taking his time. But it's okay, we'll wait for him. Yeah, it looks like it gets even steeper down here. Yeah, it's really, really steep down here. Yeah, it looks a bit more like a path here, but at some points it's been very difficult to find where to go. It's like a little bit of grass that's slightly more trampled down than the rest of all this grass. But we've still got 2 peaks to go. We drop down a bit, then we'll have a little climb up to, I think this other one is also a Munro, so that'll be the second of the day. And then we drop down to a final peak and then down back to the hostel. So we've still got a way to go. The first little view we've got where we can see further than like 10 feet in front of us, that's a nice little treat. These sheep look pretty concerned that we're here. Look at them, how can the sheep run down like that when they've got such thin legs and they can just like run down a hill? Honestly, the cloud is making it so difficult to work out where exactly to go. Like we are just like playing just a lucky dip, following these little tracks. They could just be sheep tracks. We're just playing a lucky dip, hoping we can get the right one to get to the next mountain, but I'm not too confident. Looks a bit boggy along here as well.
My low confidence soon became realised when we completely lost any sign of a path.
Some pretty interesting rocks here, but we are fully off route now. We don't have a clue. We haven't really been following the route anyway because it was a bit hard to understand. Maybe if it wasn't foggy and cloudy, it might have been easy to understand, but we're following around here and we're just gonna go here till we see a stream. And once we get there, we need to turn up left, so hopefully we can find the stream. No way. No, you're not feeling that. This is just not going well, is it? This way looks more dodgy than anything, I think. And be careful, because you've seen how slippy them rocks are. And be careful. You're just going to slip off that.
I feel like you might be able to slide down that. So boggy.
No, I am not I think we'll turn around and meet you. Yeah, so the team morale is pretty low right now. I feel like I might be a bit sick, like just a little bit. I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday, but I don't feel great. And now we're gonna have to go somehow up here and hope we can find our way. Just so cloudy and definitely getting a bit tired now. Yeah, so this really is an all-time low point of the walk so far. Like we are struggling, but like when we finish the walk and get out of the cloud, it is gonna be a great feeling. So we're probably just gonna push up this really steep hill hopefully get up to Stob or Garbh, which is our final Munro, and then we can slowly start working our way back down and hopefully get out of this cloud. Yeah. Definitely a bit of a dodgy way up is this, but we need to do it to try and get back en route. It does feel dangerous a bit, but it should flatten out. This really is a Scottish adventure right here. Oh my god. Hoping we're nearly back on track once we're up here. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Really have taken us on a funny route today. Definitely a tiring one. Laid in bed yesterday all day. Walking non-stop today. That's what it's all about. I think we're nearly at Stob though, I hope so. I think that could be a summit right there. It's been a long time to get from the previous one to this one, but I think we've done it and I already feel more energy just knowing we've made it to this one. Here we go. The long-awaited Stob or Garbh. Now we've just got to find our way off this one to the next peak, which is a bit lower than this. Wow. At least that's a step in the right direction. It feels good to finally be back on a path. Hopefully no more travelling off the path now, and it's just easy going to the end. It's starting to clear up the odd bit. Oh, we can see down to the valley floor there. You can see down to the lake or the lock. Just starting to clear up a little bit. At least now we can see our way up over here, down and down off there, somehow back to the hostel. Feels a lot better just being able to see where you're going, and at least we're finally not lost.
Little did we know, another challenge was just around the corner.
I think that just over there, obviously the top is definitely in the cloud, is Ben Moor, which I think we might try tackle tomorrow, which is about 400 feet higher than we did today. So that should be interesting. So you can see the full walk now, or nearly all of it. We started down there, went through them woods down there, up on there, along that bit, up to the summit, which was maybe just a bit behind here in the cloud, and then we've had that big detour come down here. We've just got kind of over here and down there to go. So I think this is the top of our final peak, which is called Stob Body. That is probably the worst pronunciation ever, but I'll put it on the screen and you'll see how much of a confusing word it is to pronounce. I'm sure some Scottish person can correct me. Just gonna lay here for a couple of minutes, enjoy the view, looking down over where we're staying in the hostel down there somewhere, and just the surrounding valley. Really is good looking out now. I can't wait for the views off Ben Moor up there, looking out tomorrow, and hopefully the cloud should be way higher so we'll get the views across the whole of Scotland, or a decent portion of it at least. So we've just come to this late stage in the walk, and it's thrown one more obstacle at us. Hopefully we can just kind of get past it without getting fully wet. But it looks pretty boggy down there. Oh, sturdy, sturdy. Easy as pie, easy as pie. There we go. Light work.
However, our troubles weren't over yet. There was one final obstacle that might not be such light work.
There you go, you can see up to the mountain that we did earlier now. And the views are just absolutely cracking now. You can see the mountain we did a bit better now. It's probably nearly out of the cloud. Starting to brighten up a bit, the blue sky's coming out. We've just got to find out how to get around this fence. I don't know if they just blocked it up on purpose or what. Pretty much fully out of the cloud now. Just a shame it couldn't have been like that when we were up it, but can't do anything about it sometimes. Yeah, so we're just following this way down. I'm not sure if this is even the correct way. There isn't a path here. I'm not sure if it was. Oh, there he goes, nearly. Oh yeah, wire. Yeah, so I'm not sure where exactly we're going. Worst case scenario, we'll just get into the woods and we can just follow that track back down to the hostel. So we've made the decision we're going to kind of head back up to the top of the mountain. No, not really. We're just going to go down to the edge of the forest and then hopefully join onto our outward track and back to the hostel. Yeah, if only that cloud could have disappeared and looked like that a few hours ago when we were up there. But at least we're nearly down to the forest track. Oh, definitely feeling it though, walking down such steep hills. I still just can't believe how good it looks up there now compared to when we were up there just a few hours ago. Really is crazy how it can just change like that. But we're nearly down to this river, so I think we're just going to relax next to this river for a little bit. Get a little seat down next to here, get our feet in to soothe them after a long day's walking, and just look back up at the mountain that we did. And just enjoy the lovely weather. I'll tell you what, that is relaxing. Feet soaking in there. Very cold, but very relaxing. With a view like that, looking up there. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, so that was really enjoyable for about 2 minutes. Then my feet started getting cold. And then when I try to put my boots back on, I just started getting attacked by the midges. Because obviously they're like hanging around near the water. Pretty inconvenient. Oh my god, this path's a bit dodgy. Well, it's not a path, that's why. But yeah, I just started getting bitten all over my face. It was horrible. Literal torture. So I'm being kind of blinded by the sun, but I may as well finish off the video here. Got the mountain in the background, looking a lot better than it was earlier. But it was still quite a good walk. It's definitely been an adventure. My first Munro, hopefully of many to come. Got to try to get another one done tomorrow. And then obviously I'll try to do some in the future. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and drop a sub. And if you want to watch me do a walk that I've been waiting to do for so long, click the screen now.